Hi, this is Tom Hoskins for Mining Journal. I'm here with Daniel Major, who's the CEO of GoviEx, which is an African-based uranium developer. Hi, Daniel. How's it going?
It's going very well. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the invite.
Not at all. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Let's kick things off for viewers who aren't familiar with GoviEx. Who are you? What are you about? Where are your projects? And what have you been doing of late?
Yeah, GoviEx, as you kind of said in your intro there, is a uranium developer focused in Africa. We have three primary projects. We have the Madaouela project in Niger. That one is a feasibility study completed last year, fully mine permitted. We're currently working on the debt structuring for that. Subject to securing that, we will then move into the development stage and are targeting commercial production late 2025, early 2026. Our second project is the Muntanga project in Zambia. It is currently in feasibility study stage. We are updating the ESIA for that one. Target is to have that one completed by this time next year. That will then go into the funding stage and commercial development 2 years thereafter. And then lastly, we have the Falea exploration project. It's actually currently under sale at the moment. It's under sale simply because we have two really large projects that take up a lot of management time, and we are selling it for shares to a third party, and we will continue to hold a substantive stake in that, so we'll get a lot of the upside going. So yeah, African developer, as you say.
Okay, and I mean, clearly there's been a lot of interest in the uranium market in the last year or couple of years, I guess, after a significant lull. But that means you've got a lot of competition among, other juniors. What sets you apart from the rest?
Yeah, and firstly, you're absolutely right. I mean, the uranium market's now looking a lot more interesting than it has since I joined this company in 2012. The difference between us and our peers is, one, we have permitted projects. As you can appreciate, permitting takes time. And that is one of the key reasons why we like being in Africa or in Niger. It took us 4 months to get our mine permitted. You look at somewhere like North America and it can take you, 10 years to get a mine permitted to go forward. You're still following IFC standards. It's just a quicker process to get going. So we have two permitted projects. We're ready to go now on one of those, subject to financing. And the other point I would say is that we have two projects. Most people only have one project in their relatively short life. Madaouela, for example, is 20 years of mine production with a lot of exploration upside to expand that. Muntanga, 11 years with exploration upside already out there to expand that. So, we are all about getting into production in this cycle. There are a lot of peers out there who won't make this cycle, and we'll see only in the next decade.
Thank you. Give us a sense then of what investors can expect to see from you over the next 12 months or so.
Yeah, as I said in the intro, Madaouela is all about financing. So the next stage for us, we've already had a teaser stage with the lenders. We're waiting for the letters of interest, which are due in the next month. That will really be the guys who want to go into the final stage, have in principle agreed the kind of rough term sheet we're looking for. We'll want to go into the detailed due diligence and legal aspects of it. So expect to see that in the next month coming out. We're working with the off-takers as well to secure a long-term off-take. And so by the end of this year, we're hoping to have all of that debt packaging wrapped up and then go into the construction stage. 2 years of construction. As I said, 2025, early 2026, we should be looking for commercial production out of Madaouela. In the case of Zambia, feasibility study is the next target. We're looking for a resource update out of there after some drilling last year to come out by the end of next month, end of April. Early next year, feasibility study finished, and then move on to its construction stage. So this is all about getting our projects construction ready and moving into the uranium production.
Got you. And then if we take a step back and look at the uranium market a bit more broadly, obviously it's been a good time of late. How do you see that playing out? What are your feelings on the fundamentals?
I think we're only just at the beginning from a price perspective. We have seen a rapid geopolitical positioning by governments around the world in the majority. I mean, there are some negatives still on nuclear, but I think in the majority, most of them have realized that nuclear is going to be part of it. I mean, even look at Africa, there's over 14 different countries in Africa who have no nuclear today, but has aspirations of going on nuclear. You've got China on one of the fastest build rates that we've seen in a very long time. The US is throwing $6.4 billion at making sure the existing reactors keep going. In the last week, we have had substantial announcement for small modular reactors all across Europe for development. So there has been a really structural change out there. Despite that, we haven't got any new mines on the books yet. And we have the issues coming out of the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. The Russians are responsible for a large amount of the enriched supply coming through. Utilities are self-sanctioning, or governments are starting to enforce sanctions against Russian material. So the utilities are starting to look for diversification, and Africa is very much part of that diversification. So a lot has changed. Price has picked up. Expect a much further move up on uranium prices to justify new projects to fill the gap.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much indeed for that, Daniel. That's pretty much all we have time for today. So it just remains for me to thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, and appreciate it.
Not at all. And hopefully we'll see you again very soon. But for now, that concludes this video for Mining Journal. Goodbye.